Hello for the Paradise Pier Hotel here in Los Angeles, California. Well, I'm not really in Los Angeles. I'm about an hour outside of it. But today, we're heading to LAX to fly the American Airlines Boeing 777-300ER in Flagship first over to Dallas-Fort Worth. Today, I'm seated in seat 1J, which means that I finally have a window seat. So I cannot wait to show you around it. It's going to be a great flight. And actually, a fun fact about the plane we're flying on today, if it doesn't get equipment swapped or whatever, I flew that exact same plane not even 24 hours ago, not aircraft type. No, same plane. It was November 722 Alpha November, which is the same plane that we're flying back to Dallas on today. And so I'll be in the seat that I was looking, directly across, well, not across from, but looking at my brother would have looked directly to the right of him, and so the seat that we would be in. So yeah, I'm excited about that, and can't wait to get to the airport. So let's call an Uber and get to the airport. Alright, so we're waiting on our Uber that will take us to the LAX airport. Alright, so we're here. We made it to LAX. Alright, let's go inside. Tom Bradley. International terminal feels so Spartan because there's not a whole lot of people here. So we have to be for domestic flights out of Tom Bradley, so there's not really a lot of people here, and there's like a ghost town, even though it's no times it's 10 in the morning right now, but this terminal still would be packed even at just 10 in the morning, and now there's no one here. Yeah, so we are on security, and now we're headed to gate 155, I believe. I think it's 155. I think that's what my app is saying. That's what American Airlines is saying. So, gate 155. Let's get there. The architecture here in Tom Bradley is beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, I like Washington Dulles, obviously. I'm going to model airport of it, but the architecture here is some of my favorite in-airport design. Alright, so at gate 155 here, the inbound aircraft has not landed yet. It's like on short final as I speak. So I'm going to get a couple photos of that, get something to eat, board the plane, and then get out of here. That's the plan. So yeah. Charlie 5, that's Charlie, and hold short there, Charlie 6. Once we're up and out of here, start going. Alright, boarding. There was a bit of a problem with the high-tech gate system, but now time to board the American 777-300 Flagship back to Dallas-Fort Worth. Oh man, there it is. Here is my seat for the scheduled 2-hour and 45-minute flight 1J. Let's take a very in-depth look at my seat 1J. As you can tell, I am 5'2", and it was very hard for me to reach the ottoman, but I had a lot of room. I had 3 whole windows to myself, which was really nice. Here are the seat controls. We will come back to them later. Here is the IFE remote, which for some reason did not work on this flight, and right above it we have the cubbyhole with a mirror, a headphone jack, and 2 universal outlets. Just to the right of that, we had a lamp with 2 settings, dim or bright. Then we had a smaller table, which was meant to be more of your workstation table than your eating table, but it was still a very nice table. There were 3 buttons over here. The first one was to control your main eating table, which came out like this. It was not power operated, but it doesn't really matter. It was a massive table. It was very huge. You could probably eat and work on it at the same time. And for the size, it was very sturdy. There was almost no give. And it was just a really big table. But do be careful because you can chop your fingers off by the mechanism when you put it back. The second button here was for the IFE screen. It made it so that way you could move it to where you could see it better for a better viewing angle. And the third button controlled the footwell light. There were also hard buttons for the flat and upright position. There was also a button for you to turn your seat to face the IFE screen, and then again to turn your seat to face the window to use the workstation table. One quick thing to mention, my plane hasn't been cleaned yet, but under here, there is some trash in the menu holder. So yeah. Moving on from that disgusting fact, here we have this iPod-sized screen that controls every aspect from your seat, from the position of it to the Do Not Disturb. Armrest also did move for bed mode. On this plane, you had not 1, but 2 different movable air vents. You know, people think that is a coat hook, but I think it's actually a headphone hook, and it works pretty well for my earbuds. I want to get good.
Welcome you aboard. We're now en route to Dallas Fort Worth. Your safety is important to us. We ask that you pause and take a moment to give your attention to the following video.
Thank you for your attention. It's time to get you ready for takeoff. We know you have lots of choices, so thanks for choosing American. We're happy to be your airline. Now, you'll just follow along with me. We'll be on our way. Welcome aboard. Before we depart, there are some important safety instructions. First things first, let's buckle those belts. Insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap to tighten. To open, simply lift on the top of the buckle. And remember, seatbelts should be fastened whenever you're seated, just in case of unexpected turbulence. To get us on our way, make sure your seat is up, all electronic devices are put away, and your tray table is stowed. If you have a carry-on, push it all the way under the seat in front of you. If it won't fit, place it in the overhead bin. If you have a handheld device, please switch it to airplane mode now. You'll find our full electronic device policy in the back of your American way. U.S. law prohibits smoking, including electronic cigarettes, at any time. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying smoke detectors in the laboratories may result in a fine. U.S. law requires all to comply with lighted and posted signs and crew member instructions. Now let's review the safety card. Please pay close attention, and before you know it, we'll be off. All exits on this airplane are clearly marked. Take a moment to locate the nearest one. Keep in mind, it may be behind you. All exits have evacuation slides to use in an emergency. When directed to exit, jump onto the slide and move away from the airplane. Some slides may also be used as a raft, except those over the wings. You'll find the exact location on your safety card. This aircraft is designed with escape lighting on or near the floor. A sign will indicate you have reached your exit. In the event of an evacuation, escape hatch lighting will appear. Follow the lights until you've reached your exit. Leave all carry-ons behind, just head quickly and safely to the nearest exit, and don't forget, it may be behind you. Now, if the airplane loses pressure, oxygen masks will drop automatically. While remaining seated with your seatbelt fastened, grab the closest mask and pull down. The yellow cup goes over your nose and mouth like so, then slip the band over your head and tighten by pulling the straps on either side. Just breathe. Even if the plastic bag doesn't inflate, oxygen is flowing. And remember to always put your own mask on first before helping others. Life vests are located either under or next to your seats. To remove the vest, pull the tab or compartment handle to break the seal. For help locating them, see your safety card. Remove the vest from the package like this. Put the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, attach the buckle, and pull tight. Once outside, pull the tab to inflate your vest or blow into the red tube on the side. In the water, a light on your vest will illuminate. And please, only inflate your vest outside the airplane. If necessary, an infant life vest will be distributed by a flight attendant. The safety card shows how to use it. The crew will now be coming around to do a final cabin check. After takeoff, we'll be back with more information. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. As always, we're here to make your flight great. Because great is what we're going for.
Thank you for watching our safety demonstration. Throw mask.
Here's where things can get really interesting. We had to go back to our gate at LAX and wait there for another hour and a half because of a huge generator failure at DFW, which would not allow planes to be refueled. That was a big problem because we ended up sitting at LAX for an extra hour and a half, therefore missing my connecting flight at DFW onto Knoxville. Eventually we did get pushed back and I did get rebooked on the last flight of the night out to Knoxville, so that was great. But yeah, American Airlines, I know it's not your fault for the delay, but let's try a little bit better next time. Now after all that mess, please now enjoy this beautiful takeoff footage from runway 25 right at LAX. On the climb out, we did get this amazing view of Catalina Island off in the distance, and we are finally on our way to DFW, after about an hour and a half delay in total. Alright, so food just got here. I have a Sprite to drink, and I chose the chicken box. So let's see what that entails. Alright, so I got the chicken thing. And with the views outside, this makes for an excellent dish. And the beautifully equipped American Flagship first cabin. Oh man. To start off my lunch, I had this chicken salad thing. It was pretty good. Now in the cruise portion of our flight, let's check out this IFE. It was filled with a bunch of great movies and selections. It was quite hard to navigate, just because the IFE remote was not working. The flight attendants did restart the system, but that appeared to do nothing. They did end up having one of my favorite movies to come out this year, but I didn't watch it just because I was too excited to be in first class. Flagship first is laid out in a 1-2-1 configuration with 8 seats. The business class mini cabin had a 1-2-1 configuration with 8 seats. Now, for some reason, the first class bathrooms were locked on this flight, but the business class bathroom was still very nice. It offered a lot of room with a nice sink, a mirror, and then a full-length mirror on the door. But yeah, it was still a very nice bathroom. I checked out one of the business class seats, but I do prefer my first class seat. The in-flight entertainment map was very nice and had a bunch of cool different modes to play around with. For dessert, I had these little cookie things that came in that box, as well as some crackers, which you were supposed to eat with cheese, but I don't really like cheese, so yeah. I finished my Sprite, and I just realized that we are descending now into Dallas. Just as this flight begun, it's already over. Unfortunately, I will have to try and fly this product on a longer flight. Hopefully I can, but yeah. Now let's talk about the pros of this flight. The crew was very, very, very friendly. The food was amazing. Everything was almost flawlessly cleaned. We'll talk about that later. But this was a really good flight with American Airlines on their Flagship first, and I was very fortunate to be able to fly this product. But yeah, hopefully I will be back on board sometime in the near future. But yeah, without further ado, please enjoy this landing into Dallas, runway 13 right. But yeah, let's talk about the cons of this flight. Con number one, it wasn't really American Airlines' fault, but the hour-and-a-half delay due to the generator failure in Dallas was quite annoying. It did cause me to miss my connection into Dallas, and therefore to Knoxville. But con number two was that the seat was pretty clean, but I wish they did pay more attention to the menu tray, because that was full of trash. But, and con number three was the IFE remote not working. But even though those flaws, this flight was still really amazing. I give it about an 8.5 out of 10. Just try and do better with the cleanliness and the IFE remote working next time, American Airlines. But yeah, I really do appreciate this first class trip from LA to Dallas, and I really hope to be back on board a first class plane sometime in the future. Right, they're catering the plane right now. Get a small window view. Back in steerage class. McDonald's after a long day. Bustin'. But I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Oh man. Thank you.